on BOLO V&R clips on BOLO V&R 2.0. Only part thing I go on in the news and I do some news review today, So all I ask is that you guys like up the video, share up the video. You understand? Don't keep it to yourself. Remember that the donation link is pinned at the top of the comment section. Alright? Well, the biggest news right now. This is a protest that happened in Kingston today with the nurses. That's the biggest news right now. So I first think that today on the news. I'm gonna show you some clip and some perspective and thing where I kinda share big up Aromatic TV, big up Panager TV for footage where him carry earlier on the ground live with the nurses them. All the respect to that. You understand what I say? Carrying it live is just a different feel to it, isn't it? So we have to applaud them type of efforts there from the content creators them. Cause we react off of those things, you see me? We know they're on the ground, but if you see it, you get a feel of what really going on. Don't. And I put out a video, with a clip of that. So you can go check it out. It's on the page. Check out the today's playlist and just press play on today's playlist and you can find all of the relevant videos them. Last night, Milk River, Milk River turnover last night, the comrades them out. Mr. Cousins and next Marky G and the next general what name again? 6-star general me call him. That story they really you never know him did sick and thing and have stroke and him come back and it was a powerful situation, so we're gonna go check that out. Here we're going with this now.
I'm Shamela Pula and here's what we have in the bulletin. Nurses staged protest across the island after viral attack on colleague. National Security Minister condemns violence against women and girls. And later in sports, Jamaica Premier League final set after semi-final victories on Sunday. Now the details. Nurses island-wide have continued to take a stance against the physical abuse of a colleague, staging several protests across the country. At the University Hospital of the West Indies, they marched around the facility.
And just because sports in this instance, we're supporting the victim, but we want to sell Let me just say that on Monday of last week, it was International Nurses Day. And I wrote a message to our nurses, only to hear Monday night. Only to hear Monday night. Tuesday night. That one of my nurses was in the emergency room. Beaten by a man who took her from her car, dragged her. When I saw the video, I was absolutely outraged that a human being could do. I don't call my human being, I call my subhuman. And that is why I am condemning this thing. On any platform I stand on, I will stand with you. As we protest violence, just like a colleague, but a sister. Thank you. And I look at this case as my family, as much as my family. And that is here today. Join me in protest. Kumbaya.
The nurse who is attached to the University Hospital of the West Indies was physically assaulted last Tuesday in Mount Friendship, St. Andrew. The accused, 65-year-old Robert Bell, was formally charged. The nurse is now recuperating. The attack, he says, the matter is being taken very seriously by the authorities.
Okay.
Has got all the food.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first part of that, right? We see Christopher Tufton at the thing. He can be there all he want, but we still have to call out the hypocrisy because days before he was championing George Wright where he was a chair, a stool, and allegedly beat his wife in one video. Well, she wasn't his wife at the time, now his wife. And he was asking for forgiveness for George Wright on that day, and now he's asking for condemnation of this gentleman that do this to the nurse. Well, I see a lot of inconsistency in the JLP stance. I have to give credit to Aromatic TV because I was watching Aroma. No, me I say alleged. You know. I'm gonna say alleged. I'm gonna say alleged to protect my platform and myself. All right, I'm gonna say alleged because if you notice, even with the video where we see, you notice how the media cover it. Them say what appears to be a gun. Them don't say a gun, you know. You have to be smart, you know. You really see how the media cover things. You understand? Yeah, the media cover things in a certain way. Them say what appears to be a gun. Them never say it's a gun. Him having him on. You understand what I say? So when you cover things, it's not all the time you can be very definitive in your statements until the court of law say the person is guilty. Then you can say, yo, I'm a criminal. You understand what I say? But anyway, we see, what's her name? I think even, what that lady the name, man? Babsy Grange come out. And Aromatic say about Babsy Grange as a female, you support George Wright. But you don't support this man. You call this man out his name, call him a brute. So if this man is a brute, what is George Wright? George Wright actually do more damage to his wife physically, you know, in that video there, you know, than this man do to this lady when you look upon it, you know. It means that the man cocky hand back and when I give his wife some slap in her head back, some thump in her head back and in her face. You understand what I say? If you don't watch back that video there with George Wright, allegedly hitting his wife at the time his spouse, right? It appears that him lick her several times with him fist, him lick her with his stool, everything. That was more vicious, right? This man body slammed this lady 2 times. Have her upon the ground and spit in her face, which was disgusting and despicable. You understand? Two of them was monstrous acts on women. The 2 of them were monstrous acts on women. And if you can look upon this, I'm going to mute it. If you can look upon this, right, them kind of blur it out. But that is the lady on the ground right there. Let me fast forward a little bit. I think them show it again. No, them not show it again? Hold on. I gotta find it. Oh no, let me show it again. But that is why the nurses came out this morning. You understand? In protest. But Christopher Tufton, Babsy Grange, the whole JLP, them not have nothing to stand upon because when the PMP was standing up and saying George Wright should not be in office because of the stance of violence against women, he shouldn't be allowed. They made excuses for him. They hugged him. They said, you know, if your wife can't forgive you, so shall we. So how can you condemn this man? So the nurse forgive him. Right? We are condemning action either way. It doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter if a politician, businessman, or we not condone no violence against no woman, brother. Period, point blank. You understand what I say? Because man have a physical advantage over a woman and that make it even worse. We not condemn no abuse on nobody. Female, male, boy, girl, nobody, no physical abuse, no mental abuse, no type of abuse. Alright? We have to start operating in one way we have ultimate respect for each other. You feel me I deal with? And I have to say this, I said this before. Delroy, big up yourself. I said this before. 1 second. I said this before, I say it again. I don't want masculinity to be attacked. Masculinity is not the issue. I think there's a lack of masculinity in these cases because if these men were confident in their manhood, they would not be putting their hands on these women. You understand what I say? If they're confident in their manhood, they would not be putting their. If they had a real father, all right, and a real man to grow them, they wouldn't be so quick to put their hands on women or even think about doing it in the first place. I think it's a lack of fathers in the home. Why we are seeing all of this abuse? You have to be something has, and there's research out there for sure too. You feel me? I deal with the emotional imbalance of not having the father in the home and growing the youth them. Right? It affect them in a real way. But make we hear Harris Strong now.
Meanwhile, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has strongly condemned the attack. Dr. Chang says the incident is deeply unacceptable. He says the matter is being taken very seriously by the authorities.
Has got all the privileges of a businessman. He's a licensed firearm. He's driving around comfortable, and he just really overwhelmed and brutalized a nurse, which is in uniform. It shows that kind of total disrespect, not only for that side of it, of her profession, the caring side of her life, but she's a woman, a young woman, a young professional, and there was no hint of restraint. It was just horrible beating. I mean, she could have been killed. Just stomping her head with the boots at his size. The intent was to kill.
And Dr. Chang.
No, me have to give Harris Strong some. Me have to give him some props there, so. Him say that was the action was an intent to kill. Me have to give him some props. My first one, me see talk out so strong about that action there. And it is true that lady could have easily lost her life. The man stepping at the lady head, The man putting full weight and body in the lady head, And the softest part of your skull right us up on the side, Right there, so the man stepping, Man could have do brain damage, man could have turned vegetable, Oh, I'm telling you, man, a serious thing.
Is also expressing deep concern over the recent wave of violence targeting women and girls. He described the incidents as disturbing.
Which charger?
Among the troubling incidents are the sexual assault of two young girls, ages 9 and 10, in Old Harbour, St. Catherine on May 7, and the brutal assault and strangulation of 9-year-old Kelsey Farragon in Spanish Town.
Check the charges. Oh, the charges. Oh, yeah. Attempted murder is on the charges. So I never check the charges though. Anybody have the printout of the charges and can WhatsApp me? 876-451-6535. You can send me right now and me look on them.
In fact, it's 2 rape cases. Well, all may be rape, in fact, where the 9-year-old is particularly brutal and has really generated the emotions across the family with anger and sadness. But, that was followed by the 2 other 8 and 10-year-olds. We call the rapists, fortunately, and of course the murder of the youth student. This, which again seems to have some sexual element. It's only unconscious and brutal, but it raises issue about some underlying dysfunction element of society.
Dr. Chang also addressed the recent discovery of skeletal remains believed to be those of Anisha Dilworth, a missing University of Technology student found on a beach in Portmore on May 17.
There was a number of things that they supposed to do, so identify them. What they're now looking for is to build evidence and against potential individuals. And that it is us. The police is able to track activity there, so there was some activity getting there, but they didn't find it because, of course, we don't have that level of, well, not that we don't have it, level of technology to identify as the phone signal, not as accurate as you go on in normal circumstances.
Dr. Chang reassured the victims' families and the wider public that the government remains committed to protecting women and girls and all children. He emphasized that those responsible for these heinous acts will be brought to justice. The minister commended the Jamaica Constabulary Force for...
No, my thing is the justice part of one thing, you know. But you see, prevention, I think the man they need to focus more upon the prevention. The presence of the man them in the community them and building trust with the citizens them. If you know me I say, to the point where any little thing happen, people now go afraid for like link the police in a confidence and say, yo, watch you now. Yo man. Just relax now, General.
What is under my nose?
Mouth. But what me I say still, you there this chat from the live now. What me I say still, they need to have some community efforts where the citizens them confident in the police them to the point that any little thing, them can talk to them in a confidence and know say yo, the police them will move discreetly and do them investigation. You feel me I deal with? And them need to have some counseling with the people them. Right? Some counseling sessions with the people them. They need to have and some of the police them need it to because them need conflict resolution training. Some of them too dark, brother. Some of them too dark. I like me I tell people, some of the police them too dark, man. They need conflict resolution training. You understand? Everything don't require you drawing your gun. You feel me I deal with? More time in a situations, they make a situation them escalate more. So if them as a police officer not have the patience and the training and the discipline for have situations quell down and not escalate, then what you think? That I want microcosm of the macrocosm of the society of males, you know. You feel me I deal with? So imagine now a man and a woman in an argument, she raise her voice, she raise her voice. Too often it lead to blows. You understand? No. Twins have twins, they do one thing where them talk about the emotional blows them with the woman them lick on the man them. And sometimes the emotional blows are some things that them say. I'm not saying it is right, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get me wrong, you know. I'm not saying this is right. But some of them things that a woman they say and punch man them in the emotional belly. It hurt just like a punch. You understand what I deal with? Yeah, so the man them retaliate because them not have the emotional intelligence. Some of them, the man they retaliate physically. Unfortunately. I mean I talk about domestic situation this now, but the situation different. This man don't have nothing with this lady. Him not married to her. Him is not him woman. Him never in an argument. The lady blow her hand because she late for work. The man come out, and this is the story how we get it. The man come out of the car. The man allegedly spit in her face 2 times, drag the woman out of the car, and then proceed to assault the woman with him gun in her hand. And last but not least, stepping at the woman's head and walk away. That is how we get it, you know. That's how we get it, you know. And that's the issue, you know. Right? That's the issue. And then you have the 2 little girl that might get raped by somebody who was already an abuser and come out of prison. The next one, him dead now, but that still not solve the problem because you have other sickos out there out like him, but we don't know about. And the prevention and the identification of these types of individuals doing their acts and actually, you know, teaching the kids them for know what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. When an adult talk to them, whether it be them uncle, them auntie, them niece, you feel me I deal with, them anything at all, a family friend, no matter of the opposite sex or the same sex, it don't matter men or women, you have to teach them something starting at the home. You feel me I say? And then other things we can incorporate in the education system. One of the things I think they should incorporate in the education system as a suggestion for help the vulnerable to be able to protect themselves. The women, they need to have some mandatory martial arts training for the female them and the male them. You understand what I say? Because boys and girls get abducted. Boys and girls get abused. You understand? Them need to have them thing them mandatory. It go teach them discipline. Plus them go have some way of it, you know? Can able to defend themselves somewhat. And be smart because it's not all the time that martial arts or whatever is going to work. You have to know when to run to hide. You understand? Sometimes the enemies and the evil is that dark and powerful, yes? Oh, my son. No, me I go off on a tangent, but I just some things from my mind and my heart.
Their swift and professional response to the incidents, noting that their efforts along with community cooperation have led to arrests and progress in the cases.
While for years we have been very focused on homicides, we have maybe overlooked some of these underlying social pathology. And from the level of security force, we're going to pay particular attention, both in terms of apprehending, but also in terms of working with agencies and our departments that are involved to seek to prevent this kind of thing. Yes, it is really worrying and a big concern, I guess. But we're going to have to take steps to find a way to intervene before we get to that. We are prepared to protect our society, especially women and children, of all, sector of society, but we have to take steps to prevent.
What can Axon do for you? Well, let's see. It tracks your fleet.
To other news now, a major cleanup operation was recently conducted on North Street in Montego Bay, St. James. It was done at a time when city officials say they are struggling to contain a rat.
I not even want to deal with that right now. Tell you the truth. I want to hear aromatic officer because aromatic drop a piece of bombshell and all like. Big up aromatic anyway I'm there now. Sign out.
Essential nature of the service they provide, the fact that they have to be on the roads at all hours.
Olivia Babsy Grange come out now. You see a man who is on my... Anyway, today, my viewers and subscribers, it is a sad day. And when I say a sad day, it is really a sad day because when you look at my screen here, it's the Prime Minister of Jamaica with this guy who were captured in a footage beating a nurse like two grown-ass men having a fight. That's how a man deal with the nurse. Pick up the nurse and lick down the nurse on her back. Spit in her face twice. Use her hand and hold down her head on the ground. And after him hold down her head on the ground, then him step in her face, and walk away. You see a man who is on my screen in a photograph with the Prime Minister of Jamaica. This man affiliated with the Jamaica Labour Party and is also a donor. Maybe a friend of the Prime Minister also. So, when you see the regular civilian is taking a leaf out of the politician book and say, if we see the politician do it and get away with it. What do you mean? We must can do it and get away with it. Because if we say George Wright, do it. And George Wright, get away with it. So we must can do it and get away with it. And that's the thing there in Jamaica. Lawmakers, the people who elect, give them the power to go into the parliament, create rules and law, what the regular citizens have to abide by. It's the same people them turn around in the rules.
People won't have to say about that. Because I totally agree with Aromatic, Because as the head of the stream or the leader of a country, you have to lead by example. You feel me I deal with? So if you have associates around you, whether outside of politics or inside of politics, that is operating in ways that can be proven to be abusive or illegal activity, especially violence against women. I mean, them see you uphold a man in a year government to do that. What message I send to USA country? Yo, just think about that, the man. Wanna think about that, the man, and tell me wanna think about that, man. Because Jano start. When me hear Aromatic say this, me say, yo, Jano, you know something, anything about that? Aromatic licking nail pan head as usual. As usual, people make sure someone go subscribe to Aromatic TV. See it there? Aromatic Realistic TV, get him to 20K. You understand? That is it.
Just think about it. But before we go into the meat of the matter, I see where Olivia Babsy Grinch come out now.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am of the view that this particular live stream, because of who is on the thumbnail, is going to be shadow banned. So I'm asking you guys to share the live. I think the media is trying to suppress this particular content as much as they can, especially where the vloggers are concerned, because our opinions are raw and uncut and not tempered. So I am asking you guys to share the live with at least 20 people. Everybody share the live with at least 20 people. Like the live. Hit the like button. All you have to do is tap the screen like this 2 times that you're watching right now. And that's how you hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
And she is stating that brute seen assaulting nurse in viral video must face consequence.
Brute seen assaulting nurse in viral video must face consequences. That brute. Oh, those are some strong words from Babsy, man. My God.
And Babsy Granger said that.
Really have
The
to
female Babsy Granger said that.
How is
Remember in Jamaica, it was one of his colleagues, you know, George Wright, who trash out a stool upon a woman, you know. Give the woman nothing but some fists and bats, you know.
Jaja.
And when that was not enough, George Wright took up a stool and trash out upon the woman. And Babsy Grange and the whole of the woman them.
What
the Jamaica Labour Party silent. The Jamaica Labour Party supporters them silent.
Down low.
The Jamaica Labour Party bloggers them silent. Agree and take side with George Wright. But now Babsy Grange run out. Brute seen assaulting nurse in viral video must face consequence. But when you take side with George Wright.
My God.
I say go ahead.
What can go so?
I want you to listen to the health minister now. And then I am going to play the health minister after.
Yes.
When he was in Central Westmoreland.
See hypocrisy, yeah?
Campaigning for George Wright to return as the standard bearer for the Jamaica Labour Party in the upcoming general election. And what Christopher Tufton has said then, and what he's saying now. Without any further ado, let the Matic play the tape.
Run the track.
And then we will further continue to dissect it. Take it away.
Run the track, my general.
The incident that took place involving our healthcare worker must be condemned as a heinous, brutal act. And we must ensure that the law takes its course and the perpetrators or perpetrator should be punished to the full extent of the law. At this point, the health system through the
more
Universal
napkins,
is
young to
providing
bless,
care
respectfully, of course.
our healthcare worker, and I've reached out to her relatives, and we'll continue to offer whatever support is necessary for her full and speedy recovery. In the meantime, I urge all of us to recognize the importance of our healthcare workers, the essential nature of the service they provide, the fact that they have to be on the roads at all hours, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that we provide the support that is required of them to get to work on time and to help them to achieve the life-saving purpose for which they were trained and that they're committed to. Again, I condemn this act and hope that the consequences of those actions demonstrate in the full extent why this is unacceptable, while we continue to give support for the full recovery of our healthcare worker.
You know, something just come to me a while ago, ladies and gentlemen. Something just come to me a while ago, you know. You know, say, we feel like say them need to have a legislation where you see nurses and teachers automatically should be eligible if them want to, get a license firearm. And also, I feel like say them forget certain concessions where a vehicle is concerned. Nurses, teachers, yeah, I feel like the government need to have it in the legislation. Certain servant and the police them too. Why the police them can't get license firearms so easy in Jamaica? It didn't even make no sense. The man walk around with a long gun every day and them don't have a personal firearm to protect themselves for their yard. A joke thing that, you know? The public servant them should get concessions to have licensed firearm in the law, in the constitution. Part of constitutional reform, so you know say, yo, that are gonna encourage people to be even more teachers, nurses, and lawyers too. Certain professions, accountant. When you say accountant too? I think she said accountant. And people deal with money too, like accountant. No man. The license firearm thing need to extend out, man, because you see, I believe if that nurse had her license firearm, what you doing, Joan Sinclair? Big up. I believe if that nurse had her license firearm, you know, things would be different. Things would be different. The people in the FLA, I believe that they feel like they're is for high class people. Like if you're is a special club that can get license firearm. You know? Yeah, you have to have some status or something. No. All of us need to have the ability to protect ourselves and our property. You understand? From theft and bodily harm and all of these things. And for people like nurses that give off that type of service, I think they should be top priority in those types of concessions. They should be trained properly, give them the training. It also should be a concession where they get the free training and is able to go for their license firearm. Because the fact that them work them hours a night there, you understand what I say? 7 days a week. No man, them have license firearm, brother. When them go home, they can feel safe. You feel what I deal with? Yeah, and I feel like if them not even have a car and them feel have like certain transport will definitely like carry them to and fro, especially if them live in our area. You can have like a zone where nurses live in, like a gated community if them choose to. We're close to the hospital, so them can work even more hours, 24 hours a day, out of the 24 hours for the day. Because you know them really already give off a lot of them time already. But being that it is close and them have a drive, you know. Yeah, I feel like them to do some things like them. There are some ideas are popping in my head, people, you know. That come to me as me talk. Both the dead babies, Wasteman Minister action was PR stunt. We know it's a film thing, a PR stunt, brother. George B. said, BOLO, I disagree. I think everything law-abiding citizens with a clean record should be able to own a license firearm. It should not be limited to certain people. Oh yeah, I agree with that. But you know, sometimes you have to crawl before you walk. And in the crawling, I could make some concessions to them people there. George B. I agree with you. I've been calling for that as well. I think Jamaica should have the same gun laws as America, where every citizen, as long as they can afford the gun in a certain state and you also is well trained enough and all of these things, you should be able to own your license firearm, your rifles, and a shuttle bus. Yeah, man, a shuttle bus for civil servant. Yeah, that is without a personal vehicle. Exactly, Yankee Bless. I be in a Wagwan. Blessings to you. Yeah, you understand what I say, no? I'm not bright, you know, man. There's some intelligent people up on my page.
Often, it's not acceptable for the nurse and the doctors them to in at the hospital. They don't have medical supply, CT scan, burner unit, MRI.
Today 19th, no?
Beds, linen, charter pay. I want to take all of those things into consideration.
Counting
But
down
that's
the
what he
days,
said
Stickers.
then.
Counting down the
And
days.
what he say now, the heinous, brutal act, and we must ensure that the law take its course and the perpetrator should be punished to the full extent of the law. The brutal act,
Lady
and we must
J.
ensure that the law take its course and the perpetrator should be punished. The perpetrator should be punished to the full extent of the law. Listen what he have to say about George right now. Take it away.
But I put it to you, Liberals, and I put it to you today in the constituents of Central West Holland. If George Wright has made peace with his God and those he has transgressed against, who are we to judge George Wright?
So according to what him name Christopher Tufton, as long as the man was stepping at the lady head, make peace with God and make peace with the lady, who are we to judge? So hold on there. That means so we don't need one judicial system then. We don't need one judicial system.
But I put it to you, Liberals, and I put it to you today in the constituents of Central West Holland. If George Wright has made peace with his God and those he has transgressed against, who are we to judge George Wright?
Alright, so this person is a trash person that came here to troll. Ba ba ba. I want me something today. I'm gonna plug in me sound bite them, cause me see say it chose them a come out, you know. Me see say it chose them a come. I'm plug in me soundboard there on my computer. Cause I come prep, you know, the only thing I not come prep with is a microphone, cause I never plan to use my computer for something there. For go live, I use my phone them, see? Yeah, I have a special message for that person who just come comment a while ago. Run away! Lift up! You understand? How are you there?
No, we don't let no imposters take no one.
Goodbye. You gotta stay like that one there. Yeah, man, we just delete him off our page a while ago, run off him out, man. That's how we deal with them in a Lady J. They don't want, listen to me, man. What we do to him? What we do to him?
Take his microphone. Just a minute. Just a minute.
Usher him out.
Take his microphone. Usher him out.
Yeah, man.
Usher him out.
Dana Whittaker, big up.
Usher him out.
That's how we deal with them, man. We just usher them out, man. You know what I mean? I come talk about YouTube live beggars. Full of shit like crab. I broke your down the money. Well, beggars. There's nobody over here beg. If you want to donate. See right there, so? Donate to the cash app. And somebody said that is a germs. Yo, let's continue. But on a big man level, Christopher Tufton. So what you say to is that if the man make it right with God and if he make it right with the lady, nobody can judge him. Who are we to judge? Then more ask you one question, Christopher Tufton. Why is there a judicial system? If that is your position, then we can just left everything up to God's judgment. A man is supposed to have no court of law. We can just live in an anarchy, isn't it? That you try to tell me, say? No. And that's it work, my general. Judgment happen upon the earth. The Bible says, what is due to Caesar, give it to Caesar. You understand? There's a system here in place, and the system mimics that of the laws and the tenets of the Bible. Right? Nobody is saying to go and and do the man. Well, I'm not saying to go and do him anything. Because at the end of the day, me have to answer to God. And God are the highest law, right? But at the end of the day, principle is principle. You understand what I deal with? Principle is principle. We have to send a strong message to people that think them can do that to women and then just come back and just live one normal life. No. No, brother. You can't just do that to women and come back and live no normal life. You have to get punished severely, man. You mad?
This is what we can take as a nation. We cannot take the double standard as a nation.
Exactly.
When it is a member of the Jamaica Labour Party and the Andrew Holness administration, it is okay to turn a blind eye and give George Wright a pass. But when it's a civilian, you must give them the full brunt of the law. This is why we have to get rid of the Jamaica Labour Party. There is
Hold on there. I have to read a comment here. Lady G said, Bolo, enough of them are do the same thing at them yard. I true no camera no realize upon them yet. Boy, me can't say I like that, brother.
Double standard in this.
I think I seen this.
A woman beater is just a woman beater.
I tell you,
you violate the law, you violate the law. It don't matter who you be. None of we no bigger than the law. You commit an act, you face your crime, you go spend your time. But the Jamaica Labour Party not believe in that. So them have George Wright still on them ticket. After we see George Wright in that viral video, like this one. But George Wright is still on the Jamaica Labour Party ticket for Central Westmoreland, running in the upcoming election. So listen what Christopher Tufton tell the Labour Right.
Stanfordshire, big up.
But I put it to you today, Labour Rights. And I put it to you today in the constituency of Central Westmoreland. If George Wright has made peace with his God and those he has transgressed against,
who are we to judge?
To judge George Wright.
My God.
The words of Christopher Tufton. I put it to you today, Labour Rights. And I put it to you today in the constituency of Central Westmoreland, that if George Wright has made peace with his God and those he has transgressed against, who are we to judge George Wright? So George Wright make it right within God then. And whosoever he was in that confrontation. So who are we the Jamaican people to judge George Wright? But it's the same Christopher Tufton now. He's saying that the incident that took place involving our healthcare worker must be condemned as heinous, brutal act. And we must ensure that the law took its course and the perpetrator should be punished to the full extent of the law. He stated, George Wright, if George Wright has made peace with his God, if George Wright has made peace with his God and those he has transgressed against, who are we to judge George Wright? But at the same time, Tufton now, the incident that took place involving one of our healthcare workers must be condemned as heinous and a brutal act. And we must ensure that the law took its course and the perpetrator should be punished to the full extent of the law. So why you are going to punish this perpetrator for the full extent of the law, but George Wright make peace with his God, and who are we to judge him? It's the same crime. George Wright give this woman nothing but some fists, and when it did not please George Wright, he take a stool and trash out on the woman. We see this guy beating down this lady.
This guy.
Back out in gun. Lift her up, fling her down on her back. Use her hand
Florence
Breast and her head
Hamilton,
to the
big
ground.
up, big up.
Walk off. And step in her face. And spit in her face twice. They are both woman beaters.
Yep.
They are both woman beaters.
Simple.
So if this guy should be punished
And of
to
course,
the full extent of the law, Judge
remember, say
Rex
they
should
not
be
a plug, you know.
punished to the full extent of the law. Because he's an MP. Because he's a member of the Andrew Wellness Administration.
My God.
He must not punish. When it is his...
Why, me not go no more. Now I've got ratchet rest of that pan. Yo, the man a cook, Bridget. The man a cook. People make sure so don't go subscribe to Aromatic Realistic TV. Me I tell you, get him to 10K. The man a cook, Bridget. The man a ask some serious question. I tell you, so me listen, man, I say, yo, John, you know what I say? Me need not pre that though. Real thing, I say, yo, you know, so me need not pre that. Well, you know, when you say me general, St. Thomas can't go to the PMP. People, we have that on record. When I'm a general, say St. Thomas can't go to PMP. You know, so me tell him say Donald Trump will go win. Me tell him say Donald Trump will go win and he didn't believe me, say, you know. So I go tell him today now, say, right now, St. Thomas gone to the PMP already. You see, brother, we are run down there. Oh, wait, no, man. You see, brother, we are run down there. I down there come from and I family them. You hear me say? You look short, brother? Yes. St. Thomas gone to the PMP. You know who are run down there now? You know who are go against the brother now? Robertson, James Robertson. No, you know who are go against him now? You know you me as a general. You know who are go against James Robertson now? You know him? Go do some research. That's all I'm going to tell you. But me I tell you, go do some research. No, man, simple thing for your Google, man. Better you do that. You see him? I don't then come from. No, me I tell you, you need to go find out where I do down there. Him. Alright, my boss. Anything you say? Alright, my boss. Alright. Yeah. So you know what the only thing we constant in our life? Change. That are the change we are going to come. You just say in can and never all of that, you know. Yeah, they never lose until this election. Until this election. Alright, Darrell Vaz until this election. I will go against him. Great Isaac Buchanan. You remember good. You can stay there, but never. You don't know what go on here, man. Anyway, we just give him a look in people if you go do some research. Listen to me now, man. You're going to see a road away in the election here. People ain't done with blows and skirt James Robertson. You remember good. Anyway, we are move on. Because I'm in an argument with nobody too long. You might go see what go on. No, I saw me talk, man. Nobody worry me. You're good enough, man. I'm saying in an argument, so we don't have to talk no more about that.
First up this evening, after weeks of tension, heated exchanges and...
Let's make it know, say, check out who are run from the PMP side. I down them come from. And the man do crazy thing for the farmer them down there and I uplift them. And James Robertson do the opposite. And the people ain't want this. So watch what go on.
The JLP's Central Executive has decided to go back to the drawing board to select a candidate for North Central St. Andrew. This follows the official withdrawal of Lam Seawright and Christian Tavares Finson. Andrew Chisholm explains.
A handful of JLP supporters at the party's Belmont Road headquarters on Sunday for the top-level meeting. A number of JLP officials were also spotted on the premises. Among them, the current MP for North Central St. Andrew, Carl Samuda.
I know exactly what you are worth, and I don't want you here. I don't want the premise to come and say that my constituents are out here.
People who know hear Carl Samuda, he sound like the man afraid of Andrew Wellness. Joseph, what go on? Eh? You want to hear what the man say a while ago? The man say him don't want the Prime Minister come see film constituents there. Me blur nah, cause some would watch it. The man watch it.
Top-level meeting. A number of JLP officials were also spotted on the premises. Among them, the current MP for North Central St. Andrew, Carl Samuda.
I know exactly what you are worth, and I don't want you here. I don't want the Prime Minister to come and say that my constituents are out here. Please go home.
The man telling constituents them to go home. Me can't believe this. Listen. What? Who? This is about blur not Andrew.
I didn't come here expecting to see people gathered here. Those days in the Labour Party are over.
Tension has been high in North Central St. Andrew since Mr. Samuda announced he would not be seeking re-election.
Sorry about that. You know, you're right about that. Vaz is not up against Daryl Vaz not up against Isaac, but the reason why I say that is because Isaac and the lady will go up against Vaz, them will work together. All right now, Isaac, the way Isaac a move, it come like Isaac are the man we are orchestrate. Don't get me wrong, you know, the lady, I one powerful lady, you know. But you see the advocacy of Isaac Buchanan with the lady, and that are the powerhouse business now, you know. And that are the powerhouse business, you know. All of them afraid of the PM. I saw you go. Yeah, some old people afraid of him, of course. But don't get me wrong. Noel Finn, big up. Don't get me wrong, you know. The Prime Minister has earned. You know, so I don't understand how I go on, so. I don't understand.
Corner, some supporters want Deputy Chairman of the constituency, Senator Delana Seawright, to get the seat. For others, Attorney-at-Law Christian Tavares Finson should get the nod. There was also speculation that Mr. Seawright, who has been working in the constituency for quite some time, was being sidelined. That fueled heated exchanges and threats of street protests, forcing Mr. Seawright to hit pause on campaign activities. Following Sunday's meeting, a release indicated that Mr. Seawright and Mr. Tavares Finson have formally withdrawn their application to be selected as the party's candidate. TVJ News understands that Mr. Seawright announced the withdrawal in person, but Mr. Tavares Finson sent a letter with his father, veteran politician and...
I only had any disrespect there. One man go there in person and the next one send his father with letter. My brother already, you know. It's a level of arrogance that, you know. He's not ready. He's not ready, you know. A whole heap of banger going on, you know.
Attorney-at-Law Tom Tavares Finson. The release further states that the party's secretariat will now consult with key stakeholders in the coming weeks to restart the process of finalizing a candidate.
I'm satisfied with the meeting because, you see, the Prime Minister capsuled everything in the appropriate way and gave the appropriate advice.
Mr. Samuda has been MP.
To me, this is my opinion. Mr. Samuda do damage control. You understand? Because him know say out the road the things stink. Say them have serious issues between Seawright, Tavares' son, and Andrew. Andrew don't want Seawright get no seat in the Samuda area. Me say him say over him dead body allegedly. That's how bad it is. I don't know. Well, me know a backstory. So Seawright, a part of must G2K, the young arm. And him one of them where they go against Andrew. Andrew one look a spiteful man. Where him not forgive nobody for things. So him have up Seawright from them time there. So anything where Andrew do, Andrew have to make sure so him people them in a position where him want them. So him is not a man where he want to be the MP of that area there. Because that area there is a loyal area to the JLP. Mainly because of Carl Samuda. Carl Samuda used to be PMP one time. And I see him here in the day now. So I them basically control that area there. The constituency there. And I saw as me buy a big up. I saw the thing. You understand what I do with? So, make me just finish up this car. I got any live soon.
For North Central St. Andrew since 1980, winning on both the JLP and PNP tickets. It's left to be seen how the matter will be settled as the party struggles to maintain unity ahead of the general election. Andrea Chisholm, TVJ News.
Turn on the thing, bro. Man, I rate man, brother, that me I tell you, brother. I'm tell you, dog. Man, I tell me nothing, my youth. No man, I tell me nothing. I disrespecting that, brother. All the man have to do, I tell me, say, yo, Ray, I make me just get a chance to done my life. The man just turn on the music. For me forget copyright, brother. You understand what I say? That's all the man have to tell me, bro. Man, I move like a... Yo. Brother, now me can't play music now. Just tell me, say, Ray, let me turn off the thing, brother. Turn, let me get to turn off my life. Let me get to turn off my life. You understand what I say, bro? Let me get to turn off my life, brother. Eat that thing, that, brother. Eat that thing, that, brother. Come like you're frightened, blur it, not Friday to blows and scream. You know, brother. Brother. No, none for you no legend, bro. You know, none for you no legend, brother. Music and music, brother. If you don't understand YouTube, once the music are playing in the background and can't hear it, it will cause a copyright strike on the channel, brother. Certain music all the rest will shut down your life. And then we all take your channel. All I have to do is tell me, say, yo, you go play music, brother. I'm just end my thing, bro. That's all I say, brother. Miss curiosity. Oh, man, sometimes we have to outside see me, man. But that me really come to talk about, so I come to talk about the situation with the news. I come for... But I got any live, you know. I have some more things to talk about still, but I might just do some clippings and post it, you see me? Big up on yourself. As I say, go watch it. Today's playlist. Alright? Yeah. Go watch today's playlist, because it's a boy long to you hour now, a nice time. So just go watch today's playlist, yeah? That's my time, and I'm out. Peace.